Lab number 33. In this lab we will continue on development our technical maintenance assistant application, and right now we will focus on navigation and on second page, which is the main page. So first of all, we need to add some kind of action when we are clicking demo button, and in our case let's do the following. Let's do ng click and specify the specific function that we will call on this click, and let it be something like launch demo, and this should actually call navigation to the second page, which is the main page. So let's create this function inside our controller, login controller. For that we will need to add scope and state as dependencies. And actually do navigation with state go, and then specifying the state that we want to go to. And in our case it is the main state, so this should actually work. Let's check. Yeah, just as we expected, when we are clicking demo it's going to our main page. So next step for us will be to work with the main page, and let's open it. And as you remember from the picture, our main page should contain a search in a header with the page with number of tasks left, and then the tasks with the name, days left, type and depot. Basically we will do it using cards, so this will be a list, repeatable list, but right now let's focus on one specific item. So let's go back to our cards. Let's grab a code for a specific card. So this is our item. And basically here inside we will have just the name for our task. Then we have the phone number, and we will also have type for our wagon or locomotive. Like tank. Just like this. So this is how it looks. H4 seems to be pretty small, but we will change styles later on, but for now it's just be something like H3. And we also need number of days left. So according to our image, it should be on the left side, and basically we need to do some kind of structuring of this number of days left, and then on the right side is task name, type and depot number. And we can do that by using grid structure. That is a part of Ionic framework, and this works pretty simple. So just from the documentation we need to specify that our grids will be part of, our calls will be part of row, and we will have a chance to use different styles with the percentage. For example, call 50 will mean that it will occupy half of the screen. Call 75 will mean that occupy 75% of the screen. So for us, it should be around 80 for text, and then 20 for our number of days left should be enough. So let's just do this. And let's copy this text. And this will be call 20. And let's just specify the number here for now, like 1. So let's see how it's looking now. Yeah, so we have a number here, we have task name, type, and depot number, so just as it's needed. And now let's place some search field on our header, and let's grab it from documentation. So it's part of header inputs, and we just need to grab this code and paste it just before the content. And then we should specify that content has header in order to make some spacing between the content and the header. So just like this. Let's preview the changes. Yeah, so we're now seeing the search. Here we're now seeing the cancel button, which it's not needed for us. Instead of cancel button, we just need some kind of number of tasks. So let's place something like 13 for now, and this should be actually badge. Let's look for a badge in documentation. Okay, we have something here. So it's looking like this: span, badge, and the number. So let's copy this part and let's replace our button with this code. Yep, it's working. Excellent. So now we need to make our search actually work, and we will do that pretty easy. We will add here ng module. And let's name it something like search text. And then we will apply this as a filter to our repeatable list of cards, I mean tasks. And actually we will work with them when we will have a range of data, and when we will be working with data. But right now we will need to specify the action, what will happen if we will click on a specific item. So for that, let's add some kind of additional link here inside our item. Like for the all item content with specific class. And the action will be actually to go to specific URL, and in our case it will be details page. Just like this, and let's see if it's working. Yep, it is working. Excellent. So now we have also our navigation working to details page. It's pretty hard to read this kind of code if it's not formatted, so we can do it with Shift Control F. Format the whole file. Just like this. And basically, let's now focus on details page, next one. So our details page, as you remember, should contain the task name, so the back button in the header, and you also should include the passport details, and then task description, and basically the question whether accept this task or not. And let's start with the header. So we will grab that from JavaScript parts of documentation. There is a navigation part with Ion navbar here. So as you can see, there is also Ion nav back button, which is default for navigation bar. So we can use either this Ion navbar, either the same with div as we used before, but just let's try this one. So I will copy this code and put it inside our mobile app just before the content, like this. Let's check how it looks now. So it doesn't show any button right now, but if we will relaunch our app, from a login, and then go to demo and then go to details, so as you can see now we are seeing this back button, so we can go back actually. We also need to add some kind of title. Let's do it this way. Let's add view title here and point it to, I don't know, some kind of name, random name, for example, like type and number. Yes, just like this. So next thing for us will be actually to prepare passport details, and for that we will go back to our documentation, CSS part of it, and we'll check cards. So this is the way how we will do. We'll have a card header where we will specify this this part, passport details name, and then in details of items we will have each specific item as a list item. So let's start doing it. Let's grab this code, paste it inside instead of these details. Ion content should also has class has header, and just like this. So here's our card. So instead of this first part, we will have passport details. We don't need the second item divider. And let's now use some list inside. So just like this, for example. but instead of icon, we will just have an item. And we will start with depot. And let's do something like span with item node class. And inside this span, we will just put the number of our depot, and let's preview how it looks. So we do have a depot, but we don't have a span. Yep, because we put this a bit wrong. So just like this. And then actually we need to do the same for our other passport items. So we'll have 4 here, depot, and then station, and then wagon type, or let's just do type, maybe it won't be a wagon, and then the last one, date of manufacture, something like this. Yeah, so those are our passport details, and we also need to specify a task title. And as you remember from our screens, it should be also inside the card. So just like this. So let's grab this portion of code somewhere from documentation. Just a basic card like this. Task title. Just like this, yes. And then we need some kind of small task description. Let's do it here. Let's place it inside some kind of div, and then we will assign a class to it. Just like this, yep. And last one that we need to do, we will need actually to ask the question. So let's see what we have in our cards as an examples. Let's use this one at the bottom. I mean those 3 things, like, comment and share. This exactly looking like we need. So this will be part of card. So we'll need it again. Actually, we can do this task description as the part of this card. So let's try to do that. and then instead of question we can just here without closing our cart we can specify two options I mean, either accept, either decline. Let's check. Yep, so we don't need those icons for now, but let's leave it. Yeah, so just like this, two buttons, accept, decline, task description, and basically that's it. We make it a bit easier, so a bit less fields, and task description now the part of our card. And basically we will also need the finished last page. So for now, when we will click accept, we will go to our main page, and when we will click decline, we will need to navigate to don't agree page. So let's do it. For now, this will be just main, and this will be don't agree. Let's check. Yep, this is working, and decline leads to don't agree. Excellent. So now we need to finish our last page and this part, and this is don't agree. So actually we can reuse a lot of things from our details page. So let's copy its content and place inside do not agree. So what we are changing here? Actually, we don't need these passport details, so we can easily remove this part. And basically what we still need, we need to provide options here after task description why we are declining this task. So let's do it. Let's place here one more item. Even to one will be item divider to specify the question. Just like this, and this one, instead of text wrap, should give us an options. So let's check what we have. Radio buttons, so this is what we need. Basically we can use this code here instead of task description. Let's check how it looks. Yep, so we can now select this, and we need a few more. Actually 4, as you remember. So here we have 4 options, and according to our initial request, those four should be missing documents, task is not valid for this depot, not enough resources, and other reason, which should show actually the reason field to enter something custom. So let's do that. First of all, let's rename those things here. So missing documents, then the second one is task as not valid for this depot. Then the next one is not enough resources. And of course, the last one should be our own reason, other. And we should include some kind of input field here to specify our own reason. So let's grab this from forms. Just like this, it will be enough. So placeholder, that can be easily replaced with your text, will be enough for us. So it will be just after our last one, like this. Let's check how it looks. Yep. So instead of first name, here we should have something like your reason. Yep, and actually it should be visible only if other is clicked. So if everything else is clicked, it should be hidden. So to do that, we need to do a bit of JavaScript here, but because it's Angular, it will be pretty easy as always. So first of all, let's modify this input type, and in our case, first of all, we will specify the value. So let's have something like 4 values from 1 to 4. And then we will need to specify ng model to assign this value to. And let it be something like reason. And let it be reason code. And actually, we will paste it in each and every input here. Of course, with changing the values. So this will be 4, this will be 3. This will be 2, and that one will be 1. And now this one, the last one input will be shown only if our reason code is actually 4. So to do that, we will do the following. We will actually specify with ng if this reason code. But first of all, let's create some kind of div in order not to specify it on label or on input. So let's do a simple div. Just like this, and with ng if we can specify when it will be shown. So the way how we will do it, we will just say that if reason code is actually equal to 4, then it will be shown. Otherwise, it won't. Let's check. Yes, so just like this, nothing really special. And if reason is other, then this one is shown. So just it works as we expected. And the last one, we should change those buttons on this page. So instead of accept, it will be OK. And this will lead to main, and instead of decline, it will be back button. And this should actually go back. And to make sure that it will go back, we will need to work a bit with JavaScript again. So we will do ng-click instead of ref here, and this will lead us to something like go back function. And then let's specify this go back function in our controller. This is details controller. So what we need here, we need here to work with a scope and a history called ionic history. And basically we will need to create this function here. And the only thing that we will need to do here is actually go back. Because this function inside ionic history is actually default one and named the same, let's rename it. Let's rename this go back to something else like step back. It will be better. And the same on do not agree. Just like this. So let's test how it works. First of all, we'll navigate to our main page, then inside our details, then we will decline it. Let's specify our own reason and let's go back. Yes, so we are now going back to details just as expected. So this is excellent. Actually, we completed our functional part without data, just the basic logic. And on this step, our lab number 33 is finished. Thank you.